Hello, Fruit This is Captain Fruit reporting for duty, and I have some news for Stargirl. Stargirl's been a show that I found quite interesting. It's one of the better DC shows, and there's a big, shocking change coming. So I hope you watch the video and enjoy. All right, Frugal Force, here we go. I got this from multiple different sources, but DC Stargirl is being renewed for season 2, which is not a big surprise, actually. I'm hoping it's getting good ratings because it's been a pretty solid show. Not perfect, but pretty solid for DC. But here's the bad news: it's gonna be on the CW. Now, you might be asking why is it bad? Well, a couple things. That does not show a whole lot of hope for the DC network thing that's going on and the whole changeover. I It looks like it's going to be mainly, maybe keep these shows on CW, but that's the biggest gripe I have is because, well, going to the CW probably means the show is going to be subject to the same problems as we've seen other shows on the CW, like Supergirl. Is this going to get Supergirl treatment? Is this going to go completely woke? And most likely the budget. The budget's probably going to get hacked. Let's be honest. I don't think the budget's going to be still there, which is a shame because I think the show's going to need a pretty good budget to do what they want to do. And it's been looking pretty good. So are we going to see a downgrade in the quality of things? I tend to think we're going to. I hope I'm wrong there. But with that said, too, the big one, as I said, is it going to be woke like Supergirl? Stargirl and the new Justice Society of America aren't going anywhere because the CW has renewed DC Stargirl for a second season, and yes, just the CW. And the first season, which currently rolling out, the superhero drama aired on both the CW and DC universe. And as I said, I think this is marking another nail in the coffin of the DC universe. This is going to be a slow, let's start pulling this thing, pulling our programs and stuff to other sites and other services, streaming services, and say goodbye to DC Universe. The comic books published streaming service has just not been doing well, and I think this is just another sign that we're getting close to the end. So that's some bad news for some. When the bright Greg Bertinelli produced show returns for season 2, whatever is given, well, everything, the CW will be exclusive and the season home. So on the bright side, maybe it's going to be joining the rest of the CW DC cinematic, not cinematic, but the TV universe, which is good because it's going to give some other character potential crossovers and things that way. But, I almost think I'd rather the show been alone and self-contained. The show has been away largely from a lot of the woke drama. I'm not going to say it's perfect in that regard, but it's largely stayed away from a lot of the woke crap. But now with this move to CW, you can almost be certain we're going to start seeing more woke garbage. In other words, we're going to be seeing plots that don't make a whole lot of sense except for a mouthpiece for some kind of woke cause. And once again, I am okay for equality and everything else, don't get me wrong, but when you're doing things and you're doing things for political agendas, like we've seen in Stargirl, we've had so many episodes in Stargirl that really weren't part of a plot more than a we hate Trump or whatever it may be. This is might be following suit, and I sure hope that it doesn't. Anyway, it says reminiscent in this article from Entertainment, by the way. Reminiscent of Smallville and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, DC Stargirl follows a high schooler, Courtney Whitmore, prep messenger, as she picks up deceased JSA member Starman's mantle and becomes the cosmic staff-wielding Stargirl. Not only that, but she also resurrects JSA with some of her classmates. Well, she's not resurrecting the dead ones. She's bringing in new ones, younger kids her age to fill in, or close to her age, I should say. Not all of them are her age. And to fill in the mantle of those heroes. And, of course, the giant robot. And there we go. So here we are, a nice little picture of them here. And so, as you see here, I find it hard to believe we're going to see the giant robot done well under CW, but maybe I'll be wrong. I love that they're kids because kids' paths are uncertain. Executive producer, showrunner Jeff Johns, who also created Stargirl in the 90s, told EW about the young crop of heroes. It's pretty interesting. It's going to be diverse, of course. And once again, I have nothing wrong with diversity as long as it's not in spite of the story. Diverse characters are great when they're actually characters and not characters based on their diverseness. I hope you get what I mean there. The color of your skin does not make you a good character. Your sexual orientation does not make you a character. Those things should not define you. They're only one part of you, and which is a problem when we see things like Supergirl, where it's a defining trait rather than a characteristic. I really hope we don't see that with this series. Anyway, Jeff Johns continued by playing with this younger generation, taking on legacies of the older generation, and having someone like Pat Dugan be their chaperone, which I think he's an excellent character in this show. You know, absolutely wonderful. We see him teaching these kids, helping and grooming them, and learning some along the way. I love how Stargirl absolutely does not listen to him at one point, and it all blows up in her face when her team doesn't work together, and she sits there complaining about how they don't listen and everything else. And he's like, so now you know how it feels. It's just really a neat mentorship moment there. Anyway, it has a very different feel than other superhero shows because it both ties into the original superheroes who started it all, and looks forward to by having this generation embrace their legacies and improve upon them in some ways, but also find their own ways of doing things, just like generations do in real life, which I tend to be a fan of character story arcs showing growth. For example, when Thor was no longer Thor temporarily, and I'm not talking because of She-Thor either. Okay, I'm talking when Eric Masterson took over as Thor. He did not have full control of everything. He didn't know everything what to do, and you've seen that character grow through mistakes, and we're seeing that through Stargirl rather than just the Mary Sue, I'm all powerful, I can beat everything. We're actually not even coming close to seeing that. We're seeing a person growing, a person becoming a better hero, a person making mistakes as well as their team. So when it goes to CW, is it going to continue that, or are we going to start seeing the Mary Sue generation of Supergirl, which is what I fear? But it is what it is. Anyway, so John's executive producers alongside co-showrunner Melissa Carter and Burton Elliott Productions chairwoman Sarah Schechter, George Brennan, blah, 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 and all the stars it mentions here. We don't need to know all that. But DC Stargirl airs Monday on DC Universe and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on CW. So they're giving it a good time slot. So they're giving this show a chance. So the CW is going to give Stargirl a chance. Will it do better on there? I don't know. I really, once again, I do strongly fear that this show is going to the CW is going to hurt it. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Is going to the CW going to be an improvement for this show, or is it going to be bad? And why do you fear that it may be a bad move, or why do you think it's going to be a good move? So thank you for watching this channel. Thank you for watching this show. Hit like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Please help me out. It's the only way this small channel is going to grow. Thank you for your time. Until next time, keep it full.